everybody, welcome back to another video. Today we're going to make this little beaded bird. And special thanks to Corrine Hawkins for suggesting this. So to start off with beads, you will need 32 beads and 19 beads, and these will be for the main body. You can do it all one color if you want, but I'm just doing two colors for a little bit of variation. You will also need 8 black beads for the feet and the eyes, and 1 orange bead for the beak. For wire, you will need one 18-inch piece for the body. This is also 46 centimeters. And for each wing, you will need an 8-inch piece, and these are 21 centimeters each, so you'll need 2 8-inch or 21 centimeter pieces. And finally, for the feet, you will need a 6-inch piece of wire, and that is also 16 centimeters. I just used black copper wire. This I got on my local store, but you can also buy pear wire on firemountaingems.com, and the black copper wire is really good. You also need scissors to cut your wire and a ruler to measure your wire. And for your beads, you will just need somewhere to hold them. So I just use these little bead containers, but pretty much anything will work as long as it's easily accessible, like a watercolor tray. That works perfectly. So let's get started. First, you're going to take your long piece of wire, your 18-inch or 46 centimeter piece, and we're going to find the center. So meet the two ends and strip down to find the center, just like that. Now you're going to take your orange bead, or the bead that you're going to use for your beak, and put it on your wire. Bring it all the way down, and you're going to kind of just hold it in place. Hold it in place with your 2 fingers, and take one wire and loop it around and through this bead. And now try not to lose the center before you pull it all the way tight. You'll strip your wires back. Make sure they're relatively even. I think mine are, but if yours aren't, then pull on this little loop here, and whatever wire is shorter, then pull on it to make it even. That's pretty good. And now, once you got it, then pull all the way tight. Now you can strip your wires back again. Now for your second row, you're going to add the eyes. So take one of your black beads, put it on your wire. Now you're going to take one of your colors for your bird, the one you have less of. I'm just using this kind of off-white yellow color, and this is going to be part of the head. So put one of those on, and then put another eye bead on. And bring those down. And now you have beads on one of your wires, and your other wire is empty. So take your empty wire, loop it around and through the 3 beads, and pull tight. And you want to center that little orange bead in the row you just put on. Oops, I actually did not string my wire through all 3 of the beads. Oops. Alright, once you've done that, pull tight just like that. And there's the little tiny face of your bird. Now you can strip your wires back. Now you're going to take 2 of that color, the color that you just put on the head. I'm going to call it your body color number 2, or the second body color. Anyways, you're going to take 2 of those and put them on your wire. And you're going to take your empty wire, loop it around and through the beads, and pull tight. Just like that. Now you're going to take your first color. I mean, I guess it would be your second color, but anyways, the body color that you have more of, you're going to take one of those. I'm just using this kind of like a pearly white. And then you're going to also take one of your second body colors, and then another one of your first body colors. Put it on your wire just like that. Bring it down, and then do the same process, just like that. Pull tight. Now you're going to do a row of 4 And this is going to be the main body color, the pure white in my case. Bring those down and just do the same process. Take the empty wire, loop it around through all of the beads, and pull tight. Now you're going to take 5 of the same color and put it on your wire. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And for this, you are actually going to only string your wire through half of the beads. Well, technically you can't split them exactly in half, but I'm just going to string my wire through 2 of them. Pull tight. And now what you're going to do, so this is just to keep it a little more sturdy so it doesn't like kind of separate. You're going to take your wire that is not strung all the way through and string it back around and kind of hook it through the previous row and let it rest in between some of those beads, like that. Now you're going to take your wire and string it through the rest of your beads. And I'm going to do this again with the next row, which is also 5. So take 5 of the same color of beads and put it on your wire. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Bring them down. Do the same process, but only string your wire through 2 or 3 of them and pull tight. And now we're going to take your wire and hook it, just I guess string it through the previous row so it is hooked on to the previous row, just like that. And now you're going to continue stringing it through the rest of your beads. Pull tight. And now we're going to give a little curve to this so it's a little more 3D instead of flat. So we're just going to kind of shape it around our finger a little bit. Just like that. You can bend the neck up a little bit. Just give it a little more shape. Just like that. Now we're going to put 2 beads on our wire, the same color. 1, 2. Bring those down. And then do the same process and put your wire through all of your beads. And pull tight. And this will kind of give it, when you pull tight, it'll kind of give it a little more shape too. Don't have it like that. Kind of push it up into that little arch that we made. Now we're going to start adding the tail. So you're going to add 3 beads, and the first one is going to be your first color, the color that you've been working on for a little bit. And then the second bead is going to be your color that you used on the head. And then another one of your first colors, so it should look like that. And do the same process. Loop your wire through all of the beads and pull tight. There you go. And now we're going to do a row of 4, and this time we're going to do all of that second color that we used on the head. My off-white color that I'm using. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Bring those down, do the same process. And pull tight. And there you have your little bird's tail and the body of your bird. And now we're going to tie it off and then make the wings. So we're going to loop around and through all 4 of your beads, just like that. Pull tight. Now we're going to do the same thing to the other side, just the opposite way. And pull tight. just like that. And now you're going to cross over one of your wires and twist. And then you're going to take your scissors and trim off the excess, just like that. And now bend down that little sharp bit. And there you have your little body for your bird. And it is super cute. You can probably leave it like this if you want it just to be like sitting and have its wings tucked in. But I'm going to move forward and add the wings. So you're going to take one of your 8-inch pieces or 21 centimeter pieces of wire. And you're going to do the same thing, fold it in half, just like that. And now we're going to take our bird. I'm going to zoom in. And if you see those 2 beads right above my nail, we're going to slip our wire in those, just like that, like this. And now we're going to take 2 of the pure white beads, the first color, the main color of our bird, I should say, and put them on our wire. 1, 2. There you go. And now we're going to do the same thing and just act like we're not beading onto a thing we already beaded. Take your empty wire, loop it around and through both of those beads. It might slip a little bit, but just try to keep it even. And before you pull it all the way tight, make sure your wires are even. Mine aren't super even. So we can just adjust that a little bit. And that's good enough. So now you can pull tight on that, and now we're going to continue making our wing with a row of 3. Use the same color. 1, 2, and 3. Now put your beads down and pull tight. Just do the same process, just like that. And you can see our wing starting to form. Now you're going to do another row of 3, but you're going to add in your other color. So we're going to do one of those. So one of my off-whites, and then one of my pearly whites, and then another one of my off-whites. Bring it down, and take your empty wire, loop it around through those beads, and pull tight, just like that. Now you're going to take 2 of your second body color, my off-white yellowish, and do the same process. Pull tight. And now you're going to take 1 of your off-white color, or my off-white color. I don't know what color you're using. And pull tight. Just do the same process. And there is 1 little wing. And now we're going to tie this off. We have quite a bit of extra wire, but that's all right. We're going to tie this off just like we did the tail. There we go. Now let's clip off the extra and fold down the little pointy bit. And now there's 1 wing done, and now we're going to do the second wing. It's the exact same process except just for those 2 beads. So grab your other wire and zoom out. Now we're going to fold it in half, just like that. And now we're going to take your bird and string one of the sides through these 2 beads right here, just like that, and have it rest in the center. Now we're going to take 2 of our main color, one and 2. Now take your empty wire, loop it around and through those beads. Make sure it stays in the center. Sorry, I kind of went off camera there for a second. And then make sure your wires are even. This is even enough because we do have a little bit of extra. So you'll pull tight. And now do a row of 3. We're almost done with all of these beads, all of this color of beads. Bring it down. Do the same process. And now take your other color of body bead, put 1 on your wire, then your last main body bead color, then another of the second color. Bring it down and do the same process. Now you're going to put 2 beads on your wire. Do the same process. Pull tight. And now you're going to take your last body bead, put it on your wire, and do the same process. And pull tight. And now you're going to do the same process of tying it off. And twist. And clip off the excess. Fold down the pointy bit. And there you have your little bird with wings, and you can adjust it if you want. Just like that. And there's your little bird, and if you want to add legs, you can. If you want to leave it like this, you can. But it can stand up with legs, so I like adding those. Alright, so for the little feet of your bird, this is a little difficult, but only just because it's so tiny, so hopefully I can explain it well. But take your 6-inch or 16-centimeter piece of wire, fold it in half just to mark the center of it. And now we're going to zoom in on the little bird's back, and we're going to string our wire through one of these 2 beads right here. I'm going to string it through this one. Just like that. And kind of just rest it in the center. And now we're going to hold this as much as we can and then loop our wire around and just stick it through the body of our bird. And this is just to make it facing the other way. Pull tight. And it's okay if it gets a little off center because we will fix that later. And now do the same thing with the other one. Just stick it straight through the body. And out the other side. These wings keep getting in my way. Careful not to kink your wire. Okay, now that we have that, this is what it should look like 2 wires just coming out of the belly of this bird. And as you see, they're not even, so I'm just going to pull on the one that is shorter. Alright, now that those wires are even, now we're going to start by doing 1 foot. So grab one of your wires and put 3 of your black beads on it. 1, 2, and 3. Bring those down. And now you're going to separate out 1 bead from your wire and loop it around and skip that 1 bead and string it through the 2 remaining beads, and then just continue pushing your wire through and just stick it through, if you can see that. I'm just sticking it back up through the body. And now when you pull tight, make sure you press those beads as close to the body as possible so you don't have feet that are like floating out of your bird's body. And pull tight. So there's 1 little foot. Now we're going to do the same thing to the other wire. So 3 beads. These should be the last beads that you have. 3 of them. And bring those down. Separate out 1. Separate out 1. Loop over it and through the rest of the beads, those 2, and then continue on and stick your wire through the body. Now when you pull tight, make sure those 2 beads are close to the body, and then my finger's blocking it, but I am pulling tight, and pull tight, just like that. And there are your 2 little legs for your bird. And now, in order to tie this off, we're just going to take the 2 wires and twist them together. Just like that. Now we're going to trim off the excess and fold down the pointy bit. And now here is our bird. It's a little misshapen, so I'm just going to reshape it a little bit so it's not so squished. And there we have our teeny little bird. It is so teeny tiny. That's my thumbnail in comparison to it. And here's the one I made earlier. Just a little bluebird and a little, I don't know, a dove or something like that. But I thought these turned out so cute. Thank you so much, Corrine Hawkins, for suggesting this. I hope you love it, and I hope you all had a great time making it. And let me know down below in the comments how yours turned out. And if you have any ideas for a future upload, then please drop them down in the comments. Next month, I think I'm going to make a manta ray, and then the month after that, I'm going to make a possum. So yeah, I will see you all then. Bye! For wire, you will need 1 long piece of, for wire, you will need 1 18-inch piece or 20, oh my goodness. For wire, and for each wing, you will need an 18, not an 18, goodness gracious me. So I'm just going to pull on the one that is shorter. Or at least try to pull on it. There we go. Huh?